I believe, like this will be through the time beneficial, and maybe one day I will be sitting there again. Oh my God, Thomas, what are you fucking talking about? But it's good to know, good to say, because then you can let it go. You wanna feel someone who's gonna be, just cuddle you sometimes. Just say I like you really like a person, because you miss so much cuddles, and it's okay to say, it's okay even cry for that. So
imagine discovering that your partner secretly drugged your food. It sounds unthinkable, but that's exactly where this powerful story of addiction, loss, and redemption begins.
That's such a chilling way to start. What happened next in this story?
Well, it takes place in Prague, where this man Thomas discovers GHB, a party drug, in his soup. The betrayal leads to this massive argument with his partner David, who treats it like some kind of joke, completely dismissing Tomas's feelings.
That kind of breach of trust must have been devastating. How did things escalate from there?
In the worst way possible, Thomas storms out, turns off his phone, and while he's gone, David goes searching for him in this forest, where they used to dream about their future. That's where David dies alone, searching for someone who didn't want to be found.
That's absolutely heartbreaking. How does someone even begin to process that kind of guilt?
Through self-destruction initially. He moves to the UK, barely speaking English, and starts engaging in increasingly dangerous behavior, like he's trying to punish himself for David's death.
The combination of grief, guilt, and being in a foreign country, that's a perfect storm for addiction, isn't it?
Exactly, and what's fascinating is how the story shows the failures of traditional addiction treatment. When he finally seeks help, he encounters judgment instead of understanding. The addiction center becomes just another place where he feels isolated and misunderstood.
So what finally helps him turn things around?
Surprisingly, it's education and alternative healing methods. He starts studying, discovers psychedelics as a therapeutic tool, and finds this community of people who approach healing differently. The transformation is remarkable, from someone seeking self-destruction to someone seeking self-discovery.
That's such an interesting shift from using substances to escape to using them mindfully for healing.
And what makes it even more powerful is how he starts processing his grief in healthy ways. He writes letters to David, confronts his guilt, and slowly rebuilds his sense of self. The journey shows how healing often comes from unexpected places.
It really challenges our assumptions about recovery, doesn't it? The path isn't always through traditional methods.
That's right. And what's particularly striking is how the story emphasizes the role of community in healing. It wasn't just about overcoming addiction. It was about finding connection, purpose, and a new way to carry his past without being crushed by it.
That's such an important message about how recovery isn't just about stopping substance use, it's about rebuilding a whole life.
Exactly, and I think that's why this story resonates so deeply. It shows how healing isn't linear. Sometimes you have to go through the darkest places to find your way back to light. But it also shows that no matter how lost someone feels, there's always a path back to connection.
That kind of honest portrayal really helps break down the stigma around addiction and mental health, doesn't it?
Well, that's precisely what makes it so powerful. It doesn't offer easy answers or judge the journey. Instead, it shows how recovery often involves this complex mix of traditional and alternative approaches, personal growth, and community support. It's a reminder that healing looks different for everyone.
The exhalation of the stepping into the darkness and confronting the monster inside you.
And what I learned could be summed up really very briefly by saying that addiction is not a choice that anybody makes, it's not a moral failure, it's not an ethical lapse, it's not a weakness of character, it's not a failure of will, which is how our society depicts addiction, nor is it an inherited brain disease, which is how the medical tendency is to see it, but it actually is a response to human suffering.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits, and you know you're going to fall.
But stay with yourself and with the feelings of the God. Maybe there will be something telling you about this, and you start feel that you're doing like your diary and meditation, and there's something going on, and you start kind of enjoy that, and then boom, again going to the like a old habits. It's okay to say, yeah. It's okay even cry for that. So